When you live in 400 square feet, you really have to consider your priorities. How can I work, play, and rest in the same space without feeling like I'm losing one thing to another? How can I keep organized and focused so I can be productive in my day-to-day, and in that same space be able to unwind and relax with a good movie and some tea? In small spaces, I find the answer usually is going vertical. When square footage is not on your side, using wall space can give you the room to make homes for all of your things so nothing gets lost or forgotten. Today we're going to tour the first part of my cozy little creative workspace that I'm working on for myself. Now, not everyone is going to have the same needs or wants as I do, but what I can do is show you the things that I'm doing in my home and how I'm keeping organized and on task so that I can get the things that I want done. If I'm completely honest, I'm a little bit of a messy person. When I get excited about something, I can kind of like tunnel vision my way through it, and I can feel myself leaving a trail behind me. So the goal of this project was to make homes for things that are really important to me and things that I use often, and also to set up a system for myself so that I could self-motivate with just a little bit more structure. I decided on a giant pegboard because I'm also a very visual person. If I can't see it, there's a very real possibility that I'll forget it exists altogether. Very much an out of sight, out of mind type of person. So I wanted to see all the things that I needed to get done. Again, not everyone's cup of tea, but everyone works a little differently. I also have a little bit of tech that I wanted to store and charge. Now the next part of this little work from home area is going to be a full desk makeover. Right now I have this desk that I found at a thrift shop that I refinished, but I find the writing style desk isn't the greatest for long editing tasks or other long form projects. But first I had to make a home for all of the things that were piling up on my tiny little desk. So I started researching words like charging station and tech board, and I came across the skadis, I think that's how you say it, IKEA pegboard, and I thought it was perfect, totally sold. So I started hunting down supplies, and of course, the IKEA near me did not have the brown or natural brown color as advertised. They only had the white color, and that was kind of a bummer because I wanted to reflect the warmth of my floor onto the wall. And also, I knew this was going to be a really big pegboard, and I didn't want to walk into my apartment and be blinded by both a really stark white and my glaring responsibilities. So spray paint it is. I spray painted the boards in this warm taupey color, and honestly I feel like I actually prefer this color over the original wood one I wanted. Next, I found a really big shelf that fit the parameters of two side-by-side 30-inch by 22-inch pegboards, again in a wood color with dark bronzy brackets. I ended up spray painting all of the little hooks and trays that were originally a gray color to this darker iron shade, and I found a dark champagne shade for my little cup things. They were kind of tricky because all IKEA had left of these holders were these packs of crazy colors like green and yellow, and then there were a few standard grays. So I primed them with a darker taupe shade first, and then topped it off with this champagne color. Naturally, I did all of this wrong and way too close because I wanted to cover the bright colors, so the paint ended up cracking. You know what though? It kind of grew on me. It reminds me of like glazed pottery or something, and I ended up really liking the texture. So now that I have the colors right, I went into organizing. I ended up using painter's tape to kind of mark off parameters and stage everything to see if everything would fit and how it would fit and all of that. And then after I had that all set up, it all went up on the wall after a lot of work. The upper left side is dedicated to my tech and is most like the charging stations I've seen. Everything is connected to this power strip here, and the cord runs behind the pegboards and is plugged in below my desk to conceal it. It powers the USB charging station so I can run the cords under the boards again for better cable management. Here, I charge my camera batteries and Rode mics. I can charge my gimbal, charging bricks, and my headphones. The right side of the pegboard is more for planning. I haven't always been the biggest planner, but this is a system that works for me and has really taught me that planning actually gives me the opportunity to be more creative. It allows me the time and space to do things I couldn't have done on the spot. In the right-hand corner, I have a clock that may or may not be designed for an older demographic with memory issues. The clock allows me to put in birthdays and important things to remember, and will even talk to me to remind me it's noon or what have you in a pleasant English accent. So if I'm zeroed in on something, I can be conscious of the time. Below it lives my morning and evening routine I try to stick to, and 2 task menus. I made myself these little task menus because I found myself defining productivity as getting one very specific task done And if I couldn't get said task done, due to either time constraints or situational ones, I would beat myself up over it and then ironically become less productive overall. So I made a list of productive tasks that I could get done with different energy and time constraints or requirements. That way, if I couldn't do one thing, I could do another. And that's definitely helped me focus and become more productive overall. Now, on the flip side, I can definitely get too into something, and in that way, I'll burn myself out. So I made a list of things that make me really happy, big or small, so I can remind myself to take a moment or several moments to relax and recharge. Below this section, I have a weekly planner and a daily planner, my iPad and Apple Pencil, which can both be charged via the USB charging station. I have a home for pens and whatnot here, and then on this tray, I have my handy little Pomodoro timers. These little nifty things are great because they're super visual. You can see time go by easily, and they help me stay focused on one thing, so I can get more done and do those things with less distraction. When I use my daily planner, I'll usually put how much time I'd like to spend on something just to keep me in check. Below all that, there's eye therapy stuff and space for a monitor for the future, hopefully in the near future. And to the left here, I have a little bit of everything. I have a tripod, some more eye therapy stuff, and there's some floof stuff. One thing I made sure I had space for were plants. Lots of plants. Having a plant-filled workspace just makes me feel more creative and more productive, and it honestly, to me, it makes the space feel less stuffy and more bright and vibrant. I have different colors and textures to keep things fresh, and in the corner here, I picked up my little space theme I have going on with an added moonlight with silvery plants to complement it. The moonlight is actually a $30 photo lamp from IKEA, but I've placed a Philips Hue bulb in it so that I can choose the color that I'm in the mood for. This brings me to night mode and how I've let my pegboard up so it's not just a feature for productivity, but also something that makes for a cozy and relaxing living space. I've chosen fairy lights because A, I already had some, and B, it kind of lends itself to the space thing we have going on over here. They remind me of little stars. LED lights would probably make for a cleaner look, but I like the softness the fairy lights provide. It also kind of shades all of the gadgets and planners in the center of the pegboard, so it creates a visual cue that that part of my day is over. If I light some candles and turn my projector to a cozy scene, my little apartment becomes a safe haven of warmth and comfort. For whatever reason, this Minecraft scene is one of my favorites. The soundtrack and the rain is so soothing to me. This is the time I usually mess with the hue lights in my little photo lamp to suit the theme I'm working with to add to the cozy. So that's my cozy little creative workspace. It's still a work in progress. I cannot wait to do a full desk overhaul, but until then, I really like it. My friend referred to it as feminine utilitarian, and I think that's a pretty good description. I hope this also proves to you that you can have a work from home area, even in a small multi-use space, even with gadgets and all of that. And I know this layout isn't for everyone, but if you did take away all the frills and the plants, you could shove this into like a larger closet and functionally it would work the same. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'd love to hear what you think about my project in the comment section below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much, bye! Thank you.